All right, we just completed an exciting first class in the class of Steele. This was our first class that we just had. And we had a number of individuals who were not on video, but because of the discussion section, only those who are on video will come live in the class. So a few individuals, they dropped out of the class based on their not being on video, because I only want to have discussions with those we can see. I want you to see that they are real individuals that are in the class that are having discussion. So with that being said, a pleasant good evening. Today is the 6th of January 2024. My goodness, the year is going ahead without us almost. I want to first go to His Excellency Dr. Donald Ewers, who are Chief of Protocol, and it's so exciting to have him with us again for another year on fire in the class of Steele. Dr. Ewers, how was this evening's first session that you just came through? How was it for you this evening?
A pleasant good evening, Your Excellency Dr. Steele, and all the excellency in the house. It's a pleasure to be in the class of Steele 2024, excited and ready, buzzing to go. And nice to see some of the old faces and that we are together again as the family of the class of Steele. We miss family, but we are here again and we hear the ground rules that His Excellency sternly set the foundation of the beginning and what we want to start off. You're the pilot of the plane, sir. And we salute you and we hear you loud and clear. And my take this evening, I was saying you're talking about commitments and all the things, but my take, there's a little quotation that I had today from my phone, and it said, if you're not willing to change, don't expect your life to be either. So changes is inevitable, that we need change in our lives. What happened in 2023 is going to be different in 2024. It's going to be different in 2025 and go on. So there will be changes in our lives. We must be there to willing to listen. We must be willing there to change. We must really to take advice. Even when we got it wrong, 2023, we are to change and to move on. And so if we find ourselves in our life unstuck, we're stuck in certain situation in our lives and we don't know which way to turn. You know, sometimes you just have to take, it's a simple thing, and listen to a little advice. And the class of Steele is there as mentoring us. Don't think I am too old or too young to get advice. Don't think you know it all. Don't think because you have your PhDs and your masters, etc., and your degrees, you know it all. They always constantly, for the UK, the Prime Minister and all in the House of Lords, House of Commons, they're setting up their agenda for 2024. And a lot of changes are coming, and we have to embrace the changes financially. Britain is showing Europe that we are one of the gold and silver in Britain, and everybody wants to take the boats, and they're coming to the UK. And when you come, you're going to be surprised. And 40 years ago, I think it's over 40 years ago, I'm now retired, I remember my first letter I wrote to one of my aunts saying I'm coming to the UK. And that was the word that she wrote in the letter many years ago. Britain is not paved with gold and silver. There's not a bed of roses. And as you said that, it just reminiscence back in my days as a young man, that Britain is not a bed of roses. And so therefore, changes is inevitable. And so even in the class of Steele, there will be changes. Sometimes Dr. Steele can come across a bit harsh and a bit, because of his experience, because of what we've been through in the class of Steele, and you were saying, is this for me? But if you hang on there, and even when the storms of life is coming and the boat is rocking and the storms of things are coming on you, and you just hang on into that boat, into the anchor, you will make it. You will learn. You will develop. And when you're humble and you can take advice. Don't personalize it. Don't let the human nature and your emotions take the better of you. It is nice to take advice. It is nice to listen. A good parent always scolds their child because they want the best for you. And sometimes Dr. Steele can come across a bit harsh. Don't personalize it. Don't take it, oh, is it me I'm throwing stones at? Who feels it knows it. But if you're humble, if you listen, if you have that resilient, you'll make it. My encouragement is to the class of Steele, be resilient, stand flat-footed, be grounded, and know that you will make it. Heaven bless you.
Thank you so very much, Chief of Protocol. You're the first buddy to go. Daniel, but before you come, Daniel, let me get Dr. Sade. So load shedding in South Africa doesn't trouble her anymore. Dr. Sade is in South Africa, and if you were in with us, we just want to give you a sneak peek that the class of Steele is officially registered in South Africa, and we have some more things that are happening behind the scenes. But Dr. Sadia, how was this evening's mentoring session for you? How was it for you specifically? What did you take away from it?
I took away the fact that I just want to go back to my notes, Sadi, that we often run away from the emotions that actually hit us on a daily basis when drama actually erupts. We want to either face it and be brave and get done with it, but we don't actually sit and deal with it. So it's good to be real, as you put it, and deal with it, reevaluate the relationships or the situation, and then obviously act like it never happened. I never ever thought about that. Act like it never happened. So that one was a drop for me. Well, very encouraging. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Sade. And I want Daniel. Daniel, go ahead. What was this evening's class like for you? What takeaways did you get from this evening's session?
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity. Seriously, I've been blessed with this evening's session because I have realized that sometimes life and some challenges can keep you down, but you don't have to remain down. You just have to rise up and be resilient and fight, and you have to overcome the challenges. By doing so, you have to face it, be real with the challenge, and then you go about to evaluate the things that the value of that thing that is happening. And then finally, I also realized that you have to understand what is bringing the changes, what is bringing the challenges. And then if possible, you can even consider that thing never happened. That thing never happened. That never even happened to you, so that you can move ahead and put those things back. So today's session has seriously gingered me for the year ahead, and I'm very much grateful for being part of today's session. Thank you, Dr. So, and your executives. I'm very much appreciative.
Are you looking forward to next Saturday's class?
Sure. I can't miss it.
Definitely. Thank you so very much, Daniel. Grandmaster, good evening, Grandmaster. And how was and just to interject, there's some individuals that are actually in the waiting room that are trying to get into the class now. This session, any person that has missed the class that we're doing, when it comes time for the discussion, we will not be inviting any person to come into the class. You cannot get into the class now that it's late. So if you come to class late and you're not a part of the training session, you will not be allowed to be a part of the discussion, because to be quite honest, you will not have anything to add to the discussion, because the discussion is all about what happened in the class and the session that was just held. So if you miss the session, we will not be adding you to come into the class late. So please do not come after 6:15. As a matter of fact, if you come even late in the class is going to be locked and you will not get in. So for those of you who are outside trying to get in, unfortunately, we will not be allowing you to get into the class for the discussion session. So go ahead, Grandmaster. Thank you so very much. Go ahead, Grandmaster.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Good evening, everyone. Protocol has already been established. Just taken away from my personal stuff. Wow. There was a lot of points that you hit on that I never thought about. Sometimes I have a tendency, Your Excellencies, to just hit everything with a hammer, so to speak, without fine tuning it and doing what I need to do, kind of like a bull in a china shop, so to speak. But one of the things that I took away from this is something that I have struggled with because of the heart that I have, and it's get and understanding what they want and that they want to get it from you. Understand what they want and that they want to get it from you. This has plagued me for years. I'm going to be honest with you. And especially in business. And I find it more so with business dealings here on the continent, coming from where I came from in the West, and again dealing with issues of business and business acumen. But now I'm here, more involved in community service, making a difference in my community in the realm of security and gender-based violence, human trafficking, that type of thing. It's always, even this evening, I was fielding calls from some of the community partners regarding some GBV issues. A lot of these things, people know me in the community. They know what I do, and oftentimes I put myself in harm's way and put myself out to do certain things to get the desired result, because at the end of the day, it's a person on the other end, if you understand what I mean. But it has caused me to lose time, to lose sleep, to lose resources, that type of stuff, because I have not focused enough to understand sometimes that people want certain things from me, and understanding what it is that they want. And I think probably from one of the things going forward in 2024, which is something that I did streamlined, especially with my martial arts group. And those of you who know me, that I do that, was an increase in a lot of the financial cost of doing business, as you mentioned, but also a decrease in some of the services, because these things were taken advantage of. Didn't understand what people wanted, and that they wanted it from me. But how does that work in life? And I think I want to piggyback some on Excellency Dr. Ewers when he spoke about that life. I'm a big boxing fan. Everybody's familiar with boxing, and you know some of the great names: Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, what. So I'm always watching boxing, some of the clips and some of the reruns and that type of stuff. Life is like that opponent. It stands there. Sometimes you are aware of the opponent's abilities because you've seen it. Sometimes you're aware that the opponent's stature or strength that represents that problem. But sometimes you're not. Sometimes you have that underdog, that person that's coming out, or the problem that's coming out that you aren't aware of. And the only time that you know the skill set or the seriousness or the strength or even weaknesses of that problem is when you're in the ring with the opponent. But these classes of steel is like being able to come after round one, and your corner is there. The bell rings, you go to your corner, and then the trainer is there telling you things in your ear necessary for you to get to the next round and be successful in the next round. You're in a unique position. You're there fighting the fight. The trainer or the mentor is there watching what you're doing. They're watching what you're doing. They're seeing the mistakes you're making. They're seeing the things that you did good, the things that you did bad, and they're seeing also the opponent or the problem that you're up against. So they're able to take you round one, round two, round three in that. So the class of steel is like this. So whether you win on unanimous decision or you win on points, you win on points. So a split decision. A win is a win. And that's one of the things I take away from this going into to class of steel in 2024. Also, that acting if it's never happened. That's probably one of the hardest things for me to get past some things from time to time. And again, not so much in my personal relationships with people, but in the business field, because I like to be that I'm a consummate professional, and those things too, because I affect a lot of people and deal with a lot of people, and a lot of people's lives are literally in my hand when I'm doing that. But sometimes it happens where things don't work out, and you end up scratching your head, team, and wondering why people have done what they did, why the institution has done what it has, why the establishment has done what it has, or taken the route that it has. But you have to move on, like you said, to act as if it never happened, and swallow your pride, take the hit, as we say, and keep going forward. So that's one of the things too. I'm working on with the help of a mentorship here in the class of steel. So this is just some of the my personal takeaways, which is why I'm ready for next week's class, because I know it's going to be a left right combination, baby, and I'm ready. I'm ready. Bring it.
And for those, thank you so very much, Grandmaster, for your comments. And for those of you who heard Shu Wang talking about human trafficking, he does not traffic humans. He's not a trafficker. He actually, Grandmaster, you keep talking about human trafficking and all of this that you do. I think we just want to make sure individuals know that you work to curb and to
Yes,
support those who will be potentially trafficked. You train in security. You also train in how to protect yourself and keep yourself safe. And
exactly.
also the statistics and the dynamics of human trafficking, what really is happening on the ground on a global scale. So Dr.
Yeah.
Grandmaster, he doesn't,
I'm one of the good guys, people.
he's just thought I'd make that clear for those of you who are listening to try to
Thank
wonder
you,
what
Your Excellency. I appreciate it.
you're welcome. So the next word, one of the things that you mentioned, and everybody mentioned this particular point, Richard, is that point of act as if it never happened. And as we went in depth in it inside of the training, what I'm actually going to do is in next class that is coming in, I'm going to teach you how to act as if it never happened. I'm going to teach you how to do that. And the reason why I'm going to teach that in the next class, I'll tell you why I'll teach that in this next class coming up as well. Why that's on the agenda is because the truth of the matter, one of the major hurdles of business individuals not being able to get past difficulties is because they really do not know how to do that. They don't know how to act as if it never happened. And I'm going to give you some keys, some points but I'm also going to tell you how I personally have done it over the years and have been able to bounce back on my feet every single time in spite of those difficulties. Bishop Dr. Comfort Adu, how was this evening's class for you? And those of you who are thinking about the am I too old for the class of Steele? Dr. Comfort is our mummy in the class of Steele, and she has been with us for quite a number of years. Dr. Comfort, how has it been for you this evening?
Thank you, Your Excellency, Bishop Dr. Michael Steele, and all the excellencies in the house. I salute you, Grandmaster. I love your presentation. And nice to see you, Chief of Protocol. Dr. Donald Ellis. In fact, I missed you a lot. I missed you a lot. And I understand your schedule, and you weren't joining the youth sessions quite a number of times, but yes, so you are with us. Oh, I'm glad to see you this evening. A pleasant one, please. Yes, Your Excellency, you have taken up nicely. Because 2023, I don't know who has not been hit. Yeah, either left, right, back or forward. We have all been in the soup. But the words that you brought up is very touching, and it must be looked at, especially putting everything behind, put the past behind. Behave as if it has not happened. Just be resilient and move forward and be expectant. All these are good words. But then, if you are focused and you are determined, you make it. And I'm looking forward for this year that whatever we are learning, when we put it into practice, we'll be happy at the close of the year. It is not easy forgetting the past, especially somebody who has been so bad to you, done certain things, and you meet the person every day. But Your Excellency, you said you will not tell us what you are going to teach in the next lesson, but now you are trying to tell us for next week.
Don't take it lightly because I mentioned one area that I will teach you. Don't take it lightly. They're different. As a matter of fact, there are different elements to that are critical. So it's not just that, but the elements to it, because the lesson of life is so wide that's why we do these classes every Saturday, because as you go through every week, you're going to find different hurdles, different difficulties, different situations, and to be able to navigate them. We've been doing these classes. Dr. Yours have been with us, and you, Dr. Comfort, for over 2 years now that we've been doing the mentoring sessions, long times. And we've never gone in an area or repeated a class that wasn't relevant. Never had one that wasn't relevant. And the
Yeah,
reason is
sure.
because in our lives and during the times, so many different things are happening, and we need to engage those things. So I have not exposed too much. I've just said a little bit, but go ahead, Your Excellency.
Anyway, thank you so much, because even that topic itself is very, very crucial, very, very important. Because if you hold on to the past, you can never, never make it. So if you are going to explain or show us the way out, I think no one should miss this class. If for anything at all, no one should miss this class. Whether you know how to do it or not, it's always good to learn more tricks and more ways and means to achieve your end. And I think as somebody, or let me put it this way, a business person or entrepreneur, and anybody who wants to make up or become successful in life, I think you must try and put certain things down. Like we're saying that being committed to 2 hours a week, apart from the class of self, that is how you can progress. Whichever field you find yourself, you look at your weakest points and you make sure that once a week for 2 hours, you try to do something about it. I think it is the best remedy I've learned this evening. Thank you, Your Excellency. We will still look forward for the best to come this year.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
so
Good
much.
evening. Yeah.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Comfort. And Dr. Comfort is in Ghana, and she's responsible for the West Africa region. Andrew, good evening. How was this evening's class for you? And thank you so very much for joining with us in the class of Steele training for this year. Go ahead, Andrew.
All right. Thank you, His Excellency, and then good evening to you, and good evening to all class of Steele members. Today's class, my take home is that there's nothing that we cannot overcome, because there are times some people, when they are faced with challenges, they bounce back and they coil, and that ends it. But as you keep on boxing through, at the end of it all, you will overcome whatever challenge that is before you. And then you also made us to understand the tools that we can always use to box back. And one of them is that we should be honest with our emotions. And then secondly, we have to be real to ourselves. And apart from that, we should be able to deal with the drama that is before us. So these are some of the things that we will be able to master in order to overcome the challenges that are before us. To understand that in life, there is nothing that comes easy. If you want to achieve anything in life, there are bush thorns before the roses. So you must pass through the bush thorns before you'll be able to get to the roses. And when you get to the roses, you can give a testimony of what you have gone through. And you made an example using one of the former presidents of the United States. He has a spirit of resilience. He never gives up. And it is something that a lot of us can also learn. So resilience is the way to go. And through that, we will overcome whatever challenge that we are being faced. Thank you, His Excellency.
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Andrew. I'm glad you didn't call the president's name. Jail in South Africa, load shedding has not done you any injustice, you and Dr. Sade today. So it's good that you're still with us. Jail in South Africa, how was this evening session for you? The first session for 2024.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Dr. Steele. Your Excellency, Dr. E.U.S. Grandmaster, Bishop Comfort. Tonight was really impactful, and if it weren't for the previous class of Steele, tonight wouldn't have made so much sense. So if I can put the word out there to anyone, it's the best thing that you can do for yourself. Because in the class of Steele, you build a character that gives you resilience and being the one who can bounce back, and you can stand up for yourself. And I've learned so much, especially tonight. The whole book, the whole notes is going to be my Bible for the rest of the year, because you touched on every area that is so vital. Because if your inner self is not at peace, then you're useless out there on the outside, especially in the business world, in your private capacity. So for me to bounce back stood out. And 2023 the lessons of 2023 will be our blessings for 2024. And by doing that, we can only be real to ourselves. And you need to take time out and to assess yourself and be honest with yourself. And then you will be able to get up, dust yourself off, and bounce back. Thank you so much for a brilliant class. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Sorry, I'm calling you Doctor. There's a blessing in disguise, Jai. There's a blessing in disguise. Something is coming. Thank you so much, Jai, and so from South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, the time is now 18:49, and we just gonna wrap up within the next 7 or 8 minutes and close the class of Steele's discussion for this evening. But I want to thank you so very much to those who were a part of the class of Steele. Of course, there are others. We do not allow individuals who don't have their cameras on to come in the discussion session, because the discussion session is actually to kind of openly share with others, what you received from the class, how it was, and the teaching. Of course, we do not expose the details of what the class sessions were, because those are private only for the members of the class of Steel to maintain for the year's journey. So you're losing out if you are not registered with the class of Steel. I want you to go to the NAS.io platform and register for the NAS.io. There is a charge, of course, and there's a cost for registration. But once you register, you are able to come and join us in the training in the class of Steel on Saturdays at 5 p.m. till 7 p.m. London time. And I just want you to check your own time zone to be able to join those classes on time. Our classes start promptly at 5 p.m. And then equally, our classes will go into a training session that will be for 45 minutes. And after that training session, we'll 1 hour training session. Then we will come and have a select group who will come and do the reviews from today's class. And not everyone who is in the class will be a part of the review section. And we hope you're able to join us for that review session. Equally, I want to tell you that these classes are going to change you. As a matter of fact, I don't think I want to say they're going to change you. They're going to change us. We all learn together. We're all building together. In the class of Steel, we have entrepreneurs, we have government officials, we have business leaders, we have individuals from all backgrounds who come and they sit in the classes. Some will not be going public because of who they are and their personal backgrounds and personal preferences. But those who would like to be on the discussion section, they will be there. So I want to encourage you to come and join us. I want to encourage you to commit to 2 hours a Saturday, if it's your available time, 2 hours a week, just 2 hours a week, to get your life in order, to get some information, instructions, some guidance. And like Grandmaster said, it's kind of like a boxing. Round one, after you come out of round one, you go to the little box in the corner, you huddle, and you get some information from the coach, from that person who's going to tell you how to navigate, how to move, because we all need somebody watching our back. I, as a mentor, have my own mentors, those who watch my back. Dr. Ewers, my chief of protocol, there are many times that I vent with him. You need someone to vent with. You need someone that you could be transparent with. You need a group, a community, a family who knows you, a family who could say, yes, I know Ricky, I know Kathy, I know Sue, and I can assure you that that which was done was for this reason or that cause, etc. But the other thing about the class of Steel, which we take pride in making sure, is that we could recommend you. Our stretch and our span globally is so wide, and we have the ability to recommend you to organizations, to governments, to countries. We could recommend you accordingly because we would have watched you, we would have spent time with you, and we know you. So we can recommend you to business partners, business associates, so that they can take you on board because they know two things about you. Number one, they know you're committed to a group, an organization, or a class. Class of Steele, we're structured, we're connected, we're committed, and we're together always. The next thing they know is where they can find you because of who referred you. If we refer you, we want to know that you're somebody that's going to be with us and we can find you. Because one of the challenges in Africa and different parts of the world is that ability for people to find who they're doing business with. A lot of people want to do business with you, but you can't come public. Nobody can see you. Nobody knows the real you. And if you are able to show the real you in the class of Steele and you're not afraid to be public, you're not afraid for individuals to know who you are, then we believe you're somebody that can be trusted. The other thing that is quite critical in the class of Steele is people of integrity. We want to make sure that you are a person of integrity before we recommend you to others. In the class of Steele, when we recommend you, they accept you. They take us for our word because we have watched you, observed you, spent time with you, bonded with you, and we trust you. Equally, you know that NAS.io and NAS is a travel group as well, and there's lots of places to travel and go to. So as a result of that, you will get some great opportunities to be a part of a global community that is making things happen. I want to endorse the NAS platform right here and right now because it's a platform and it's available for those of you who are going to be building your organizations and your groups. You don't need me in the class of Steele to tell you how to do that or to do that for you. The NAS.io platform does that, and it does it in an amazing way. So you will be very, very, very successful. It connects you to your WhatsApp group. It connects you to all of the platforms that will make your life a whole lot easier. And it also gives you instructions and guidelines in how to be successful when you are doing your business. So there's a plug for NAS.io because we are a part of the NAS community and we absolutely look forward to what 2024, 25, 26, 27, and the decades to come is going to bring for us. With that being said, on the behalf of all of the members of the Class of Steele team, those who are close and connected, and those who are making things happen around the globe, I want to appreciate you and wish you a fantastic 2024 and beyond. And I want to encourage you to not just join the Class of Steele, but make sure you become a part of a community, a group, something that is going to keep you focused in the months and the years to come. We've had a lot of deaths, a lot of chaos, a lot of drama. So much challenges are facing our world. And one thing that I can tell you that is the whole truth is those who reach out to help others stand stronger. Those who reach out to help their community, their fellow man, they stand stronger. Why do they stand stronger? They stand stronger because they're adding value and they're not internalizing the difficulties. Don't think you're alone when difficulties are happening to you and it's an isolated case. It's not, my friend. There are many who are experiencing the same thing you're experiencing. Join the Class of Steele community and family and be like-minded, connected with those who are not going to settle for the way it is. We're not settling for the difficulties. We're not settling for the hardships. We're ignoring they exist, but we will not settle for them. We are rising above them and we're positioning ourselves with like-minded individuals who want to see better days approaching. They want to see a better today from a horrible yesterday. With that being said, I'm His Excellency Dr. Michael Steele. Thank you for being with us. I will let the final word be with His Excellency Dr. Ewers to close this class this evening for 2024 and give you his well wishes.
Thank you, Your Excellency Dr. Steele. Yes, it's a pleasure listening all the encouragement and listening all the words that have gone before and just to support one another and to know that, to be in the right place at the right time and getting this wonderful world of mentoring from Dr. Steele, and just to encourage one another. And in this time, it's very sad if you look at the news around the world, the globe, how much the disaster is happening. But let us keep focused. 2024. And one of the quotation of myself, and you'd be amazed that just even coming and listening, one of the things I'm taking away from it, I want to start to go back to the gym, to get rid of that old belly, you know, the old belly always after the Christmas. I see everybody smiling after the Christmas and the New Year. And for the health purposes, it is good for our health. And I'm glad I put a smile on everybody's face. And I'm challenging myself. I stop, I go to the gym, I start and I start. And sir, when you talk about the challenges, I look back at myself, my challenges is to get exercise and to keep fit for the health purposes. So some of us, we have so many different things, and people on pharmaceutical medication, and go to the gym, burn off the old calories, and not taking and stuffing our face with food. And I just want to say for the new year, and that's one of my challenge, is to go to the gym and exercise and burn on and look good. And when you look good and feel good, there's something about us when you feel good and you have that feel good factor. And so I just want to end on saying that with the class today, let us have a feel-good factor. And we can go around and let us think, and it give us something, think. And I was in the class of Steele, and Dr. Steele said this, and Sister Comfort said it, and Dr. Yor said this. And it's such comforting that we can go away thinking and reflecting on the word. And I just want to end on a feel-good factor.
I'm on a good factor, and it's 7 o'clock, and the class of Steele is going to close at 7 o'clock on the buzzer. Thank you guys so very much. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next class, where it is fun-packed, exciting, and you're gonna meet some amazing folks. We're just a few of who are in the class. See you next Saturday. Good night and God bless.
See you.
On the buzzer, guys. Come on, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Good night.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.